Hey everyone, this is my review for the Pilgrimage. It's Pilgrimage is a really beautifully shot movie. That's like the first thing you notice, like just from the first few scenes, you notice just how beautiful the location is, how much detail is put into like the props and the backdrops, the wardrobe. Just everything about this movie visually is just stunning. Um, but let me rewind a little bit. Like the base of the plot of the movie is that it's in 13th century Ireland, I believe, and it's this group of monks that are trying to transport this holy relic across the landscape, and they have to they have to cross through like dangerous territory owned by like rival like raiders, like some savage raiders. So there's a lot of there is a lot of action in this movie, but it's not that well paced in my opinion. Because like all the action is like in the back half of the movie, and the first half of the movie feels kind of slow. Like it's good drama and it's good dialogue and stuff, but it just feels kind of slow. So if you're expecting the trailer makes it look like it's more action heavy than it really is, but it's still got action. It just the trailer made me think that there's going to be action throughout the whole movie, where in reality, it's like the last 35 minutes. It's pretty got a lot of action, but the first I don't know 45 minutes or so is not action at all. Um, so yeah, performances. The only two actors that are really like I know of that are in the movie are Tom Holland and John Bernthal, and they both do a pretty good job. Especially John because he's playing a character who doesn't talk in the movie. He's playing a character who's like just who renounced his voice, so he doesn't talk or whatever. He's like repenting. So he does a really good job of playing a character that conveys so much emotion without even saying anything. I thought it was really awesome. Like there's all his facial expressions, and like just his mannerisms. They just tell a lot of stuff about his character, and I thought that was really cool. Plus, he's a total badass. Like he's always a badass whenever he plays in. Tom Holland he was all right. He doesn't really he kind of plays like this self-righteous, apprentice monk who's trying to do God's work, and he's perfectly fine. He just didn't like really talk as much as I thought he was. Well, I'll get into that. A lot of the movies in subtitles, which I didn't realize was gonna be like that. There is English in the movie, but most of it is subtitles, um, which I didn't really care for. I don't really care for subtitles, and it's not because it's just because I feel like it takes away from the immersion. Like it's hard for me to get myself immersed into the movie when I have to stop and focus on reading, moving dialogue. That if I don't read it fast enough, it's going to go away. And I'm not the fastest reader, so it's hard for me to keep up with the story that's being told if it's done like by that in that format. So that's why I don't like. That's the only reason why I don't like subtitles. But I'm not gonna let that hinder the movie for me. It was still a really good movie. But yeah, like probably my two biggest complaints would be that there wasn't that it was kind of misleading with the action. There wasn't as much action as I thought there was going to be, which isn't really a negative thing per se. It's just kind of like I said, misleading if you watch the trailers. The second thing I would like to that I didn't really care that much about the movie is the subtitles, which was also kind of misleading because I didn't know they didn't say anything about that in the trailer, so it's kind of you know. So that's two negatives that are not really negatives in really and truly. Um, but yeah, like positives, really good performances. When there is action, it's really brutal. It's really awesome. It's very detailed. There's just all kinds of like swords going through people's bodies and beheadings and just savagery, man. Just total savagery. Um, the movie has some pretty good theological conversations and a lot of good dialogue. There's a lot of like really kind of epic speeches and prayers and all that kind of such stuff that you would expect from a movie about men of religion. Um, but yeah, like overall, it was a really solid movie. The ending, I do want to say the ending is kind of like I didn't like it. I won't get into what the ending is, but I just felt like it was kind of anti-dramatic, is what I'll say. But yeah, the movie itself is pretty good. It's a pretty solid ride. Really great performances by John Bernthal. Like, he's just great in that movie. I like him in general, but I thought he was really great in this movie. So yeah, check it out. The Pilgrimage, just the Pilgrimage. Yeah, check it out. Really good movie. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later.